Good morning and welcome to JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapita Sibidi. It's a new week filled with so many possibilities. The show is live from digital address GA0992539. We're also on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. You can catch the interactive train on Facebook and Twitter. We are Joy News on TV. It's Monday, so this week, let's not limit ourselves. Remember, what you believe, you can achieve. So on that note, let's take our Monday motivation.
Go what you've gone through, you wouldn't be who you are today. And I'm not belittling your pain, and don't worry, I've seen pain in my life, and I've seen not only in my life, but people's lives, and people say, well, at least I have no arms, no legs, and then what am I supposed to say? Well, at least I'm not an African orphan who's dying at 4 years old, and I met that person. What about the 10-year-old girl that was bought for $700 in Mumbai and kidnapped as a sex slave to have 350 clients before the age of 13, pregnant at 12, put the baby under the bed while she works on top, abandoned by her family? After she pays her debt of $700 after 3 years with her child, she leaves on the streets of Mumbai hoping for a new life. No family, no job, no food. Her baby needs food. She gets raped, beaten up on the street. She comes back to the only way that she knows how to make money. She goes back to the brothels. She gets pregnant at 15 the second time, and then that child dies. And at 20 years old, she comes up to me. Yes, I have met this woman. She comes up crying. She says, Nick, I just found out I got HIV/AIDS. And I got fined for being a prostitute. What do you say to that? You may have arms and legs, but unless you know 3 things. Number 1, who are you and what your value is? Number 2, what is your purpose here in life? And number 3, what is your destiny when you're done here? If you don't know the answers of any of those 3 questions, you're more disabled than I.
Now, let's take some tweets on hashtag Monday Motivation. Now, at Vex King says, Monday reminders that make the most of every moment. Only focus on empowering ideas. N, never stop believing in yourself. And D, do the best you can at all times. A, avoid any distractions or negativities. And Y, yield better results from the above. Hashtag Monday Motivation. And at Garabo_Mukhoho says, good morning, beautiful people. Never let a mistake cause you to stop believing in yourself. Hashtag Garabo motivates. Hashtag Monday Motivation. And at Waterstones says, either we all live in a decent world or nobody does. And that's George Orwell, who's born on hashtag on this day in 1903. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Either we all live in a decent world or nobody does. And let's take another hashtag Monday Motivation. And Carol Rador says, you are unbreakable, unstoppable, and unbelievably powerful. In all situations, remember, you got this. Have a blessed week, everybody. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Let's take the last hashtag Monday Motivation. At No Fluff Comes says, retweet if you agree. Mondays are for fresh starts and new goals. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Hashtag Monday. Okay, Monday, let's do this. Now, still on the Monday Motivation streak, we are some Ghanaians on the streets of Accra to share some words of encouragement with the world.
My message to the world, especially to the ladies, that we should focus on our education, study very hard. Let's forget about the guy breaking my heart and other stuff. Let's concentrate on our education so that in future we also become big women and we meet the big men.
Okay,
yeah.
I would tell the world to live their lives so that, you know, whatever they do will please, you know, God, and that people should, you know, look up to them. They should be role models to others.
That we should love ourselves and believe that we can do something better out of ourselves, because we are not limited. We blacks, we think we are always limited, but I believe that we can do better than others.
That in everything they do, they should acknowledge God first, because He's the beginning and the end of everything. Yeah, so in everything they should put God first.
I would like for people to stop these war crimes and also look up to God and repent for their sins, and so that there will be peace.
Christ is coming soon, and we don't know the time, so we all have to be fasting, repenting of other things that can hinder us from entering the kingdom of God.
Change the world should stop prostitution. They should respect each other, like obey God, trust, play, no, stop fornication, like act according to the Bible, and stop messing around.
For people to pray so that God will lead them to your destiny.
Very simple. People should be truthful to their conscience at least, and be sincere in whatever they do.
Hashtag Monday Motivation. We're dealing with hashtags. You know, this is JoyNews Interactive. And now we're dealing with a hashtag that's very dear to my heart, and that's hashtag Dear Survivor. And surviving sexual violence and other forms of gender-based violence, it's not easy. It is even more so when survivors don't have support systems, professional help and therapeutic methods for dealing with and helping all scars caused by the trauma. It is important that we as a society band together and support all victims of gender-based violence. And now you guys can join the conversation by using hashtag Dear Survivor and show support for those who need it. So I am joined by Mama Eroba, and that's COO of 360 Lifestyle Network, and the woman and the just, I don't know, the force, the awesome force behind this hashtag. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Matilda. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you for having me.
So now tell us, why did you start this hashtag?
Well, I mean, like many other people, other women, and even some men, I'm a survivor of sexual violence. There's so many other people who have gone through it. There's so many other people who have suffered in silence. And so seeing how the world is going, the wave of transparency that's coming with sexual violence, I realized that Africa has not yet had a Me Too moment, which is what started in the US with Hollywood. And I decided, okay, so I need to get, people are still scared to talk about the experiences because of the shame that's attached to it in our society. And so I need to find a way to get people to talk about what's happening so we can put a face, or we can put faces and names to the stories that we see in the news and the things that we read online. And so that's why I started Dear Survivor, and it's been pretty hectic since I did. Okay, I'm going to take you back to something. You said the whole Me Too. Africa, or let me say Ghana, hasn't had a Me Too experience. Why is that so? Is it because we're afraid to talk about it? Is it because, you know what, we'd rather just talk about it behind closed door? Are we ashamed? Why is that? I think generally in Africa we tend to have a very hush-hush culture when it comes to anything sex. Talk less of sexual violence. There's a lot of shame, there's a lot of victim blaming that comes with it. The systems don't work. Justice is very slow for people, and there's a very big culture of do not shame your family. Keep the family name, you know, clean. And so people find it very hard to speak about these issues. And it boils down to patriarchy and how we're able to box people into these little boxes and spaces where you are taught that this is how you must be, and these are the things you must live up to, or standards you must live up to. And they're impossible standards because everybody goes through heartbreak, everybody goes through trauma, yet we live in a society that doesn't allow us to speak of our trauma. And so that's why I think Africa hasn't really gone to that point where I mean, South Africa did it and it was amazing, where women came up. It was beautiful to watch, but we haven't done that here, and we need to do that because there are real people and real faces and real lives being affected by sexual violence, and nobody is really talking about them. All right, so let's take some of the tweets of hashtag Dear Survivor on your screen.
So struggling between reading the stories, and this is from @Jollof Feminist, who's saying struggling between reading the stories on #DearSurvivor and trying to run away from them, healing, strength, and survival. All right, let's see if we can get more of that. And this one is from @Thrive_GH, who says #DearSurvivor, your truth is yours. And it is valid, its validity, and it's not determined by the ability of others to stomach it. If speaking it is what you need to do, then do. Speak it in its truest form. It is not your responsibility to make your truth comfortable for others to hear. We'll take more tweets, but let's come back to that. And that one said, okay, let's take this one. So @JAmo says, #DearSurvivor, it is not your fault. It is not what you wore. It is not what you said. It is not what you drank or ate. Forget the voices that say otherwise. It is not your fault. Love, Jay. So I feel like people want to make others comfortable. You know, we live in a society that says, you know what, why are you wearing such a short skirt? Or where were you? Which makes it so hard for people to speak up. And that's why I think this is so important. At this time, it is so important what you're doing. But what do you hope to achieve?
I mean, social media is only as big as it is, especially here in Ghana. It's not as many people on social media as there are on the streets. And so in as much as social media activism is extremely important because it allows you to get a message out, you also need to reach the streets. And so we do have plans. I am setting up a team, and we do have plans of actually lobbying for better structures. Because one of the stories that we got, and it actually resounded in most of the stories actually, but one that really pointed out the structural issues when it comes to surviving sexual violence and actually reporting it and going to the hospital is that victims are required to go through a very strenuous process to get their cases heard. You go to the police station, a lot of the police personnel are not specifically trained to handle survivors. And so you have questions being asked, why didn't you fight? Why don't I see bruising on you? It's almost as if we've boxed what a victim should look like into one thing. And so when you don't fit that thing, it's like you're lying. You're immediately lying. There's nobody to hear you. You have medical professionals, stories of medical professionals asking women why they want to disgrace their attackers. Why is it about the attacker? Why are we thinking about the person that did the crime, that perpetrated the abuse? Yeah. Why are we not speaking about how this abuse has affected the victims? And so these are things that we need to look at. There are no safe spaces for people who go through sexual abuse. There's nowhere they can go to actually feel that they are accepted and not judged, and specifically targeted therapy that will help them get through it. And so we're going to be looking at that, lobbying seriously. And I hope that all stakeholders will come on board and realize how serious this is, because it is serious. And we had we had men as well sending stories. It wasn't just women. There were men sending stories of being abused when they were 5, and as much as girls were abused when they were 3, 4, 5. And so it's not just women, it's everybody, and we have to come together as a people and realize this is a situation that happens everywhere, in our churches, in our workplaces, in our schools, everywhere. We need to solve the issue. We need to look at what is making this happen. Why is it so prevalent? Why is it so acceptable? And what can we do to solve the issue?
Okay. So apart you being a survivor, what does this mean to you?
I mean, even if I'm on the right of humanity, I'm on the side of humanity, and I don't think that I could, as a human, sit down and watch somebody go through that. Yeah. And so even if I wasn't a survivor, I do think that I would be on the, yes,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course.
But being a survivor makes it all the more important to me, because I understand what they are going through, and it's not pleasant. It's horrific. It violates your entire world. It's like the one thing that belongs to you is your body, and somebody has violated it. It's shattering, and you need to, like, you have to be in our shoes to understand. And so in order for people to get a clearer picture, it's why I ask people to send their stories, because then they're describing exactly what they would describe if they were writing a statement in the police station, and you need to understand that.
All right. So before you leave, I'm going to ask you to think about and tell us that one story that touched you. But because this is JoyNews Interactive, I want us to take some more of the tweets of hashtag Dear Survivor. So we're going to try and put them on your screen right now. Hashtag Dear Survivor. Let's take this one. And this one is from at Thrive_GH. Hashtag Dear Survivor. Forgive only when you're ready. Forgiveness does not equate healing. There's no one size fits all healing plan or timeline. Go at your own pace. You don't have anything to be ashamed of. We as a society should be ashamed. We failed you. And at this one is from Akofa, who says, hashtag Dear Survivor, be strong. I believe in you. All right, let me take the last tweet. At A Fantastic says, hashtag Dear Survivor, you are healing, you are healing, you are healing. This is so important. You are healing, you are healing, you are healing. And you know what, most survivors, I think they sometimes forget it, that it's over. You know, you are healing, you are healing, you are healing. And forgiveness doesn't mean that it happens at your own time. And it's okay. You can forgive in the next 10 years. It's okay. And just because you forgive them, it doesn't mean you have to heal. You can forgive and you don't
heal separately.
And heal separately, and it's okay. And just because justice was served, it doesn't mean that
everything is okay.
It's okay.
Exactly.
You understand? So before I let you go, tell me the one story that absolutely probably shattered your heart.
You're putting me on the spot.
If you want to,
all the
you don't
stories
have to.
Shattered me. I mean, I showed them to I showed, like, when I posted them, I told my mom what's happening, and I showed her the hashtag, and I showed her, you know, my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one story that really just broke me was one, I actually didn't put the age in it because I didn't want to. But one of the girls that sent their story to me said she was 3, going home from school. It's one of the things that we advocate is don't leave your children to go home from school alone. And someone actually just grabbed her and took her into, like, at the side of the road and raped her. And she told her parents, and they said, oh, we don't want you to disgrace the family name. This is a 3-year-old. Like, I couldn't imagine how that would shatter somebody's self-confidence and someone's trust in their parents, because our parents are the ones who are supposed to protect us. And so even when they can't and they hear about it, you expect that your parents would. So I think most of the stories that came with parents outrightly just not believing or victimizing their children for reporting are the ones that really just, they shattered me. And I think those are the ones that are really driving me to go through, because it's been hard. I mean, you go through re-traumatization every time you see something like that. But those are the ones that really got me.
All right. Thank you so much for this. I was reading some of the tweets and I was boiling. Thank you so much.
Thank you for adding your voice.
Thank you so much. And remember, you're not a victim. You're a survivor. You are healing. You are healing. You are healing. On that note, we're going to take a quick breather. Remember to join the conversation. It's hashtag Dear Survivor. And to follow you on Twitter, it's...
so follow me on Twitter at Mame Awerba. That's Mame, and then Awerba is AWEREBA. You can follow the same account on Instagram and Facebook. And just before we go, we're actually going to be lobbying for a toll-free line for victims to be able to call in and get help.
All right. Okay, so on that note, we're going to take a quick breather. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapisa CBD. Stay tuned. Hey there, you're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapita Savidi. Remember, you can join the interactive train on Facebook and Twitter, We're Joy News on TV. Last night, a lot of us were glued to our screens as we watched the 18th edition of the BET Awards. And for us in Ghana, we were especially excited about Kwesi Arthur's nomination and the Viewers' Choice Best New International Actor category. Now, BET and Kwesi Arthur have been trending, so let's see what you guys have been saying about that. Now, at Nico says, I'm telling you right now, BET, a year in advance to get it in order. Michael Jackson will have been gone 10 years on June 25th, 2019. If you guys don't mention him, do a tribute. Come up with an award to give him. Consider yourselves cancelled indefinitely. Hashtag BET Awards. And at Creative Media 7 says, no female rapper, no gospel award, no video of the year, no best male rapper, no R&B male, no R&B female, no best actor, no female male athlete. BET slipping. Hashtag BET Awards. So it's been an awesome Monday. Well, for me it has. I hope it has been for you on Joy News Interactive here on the multi-TV channel, DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. On YouTube, it's My Joy Online TV. You know, you can get interactive on us, stay interactive with us on Facebook and Twitter. We are Joy News on TV. From me, Mapita CBD, and the Joy News Interactive team, we say stay blessed.